Hello, everybody. Wow, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is an exciting episode. My name is Bolali Enang, and I am a family life enthusiast. What that means is that I absolutely love families. Trust me, families are very important. In fact, it is said that families are reflection in microcosm of our environment. The society that we live in is as strong as its weakest family. So why won't this be a big deal? Families are big deals, and this is why I do what I do. So welcome to this episode. Look, listen, I'm going to excite you further and tell you that the skill we're going to learn today is a skill that you can use whether with kids, with children, with little ones, with teenagers, with adults, workplace colleagues, whoever that you want to. This skill today is useful. And what are we going to be talking about today? Are you ready? Yay! It is how to listen so your child can talk. I know many of us want to talk. Many of us are like, why isn't my child listening to what I'm saying? Why isn't my child understanding me? Why are they not also talking to me? Hmm, maybe it's because there are few things that we're not doing right or that we can work on. Are you ready for this? I'm excited because everybody is looking for a safe space. That's the interesting thing about life. Everybody wants to find somebody that will listen to them. Take that in for a second. I remember growing up, I used to wonder why people came to my dad a lot, wanting to ask his advice about things. And I thought, why? What is the big deal? As I grew older, I realized that my dad did something that we found funny growing up, but it actually works. And it is whenever you talked with him, he would lean forward towards you and he will go, wow, no ways, tell me more. In fact, in my language, which is Yoruba, he would say, Otio, meaning no ways. Are you serious? And people wanted to see more. It was exciting. It was interesting that people wanted to see more. It's the same with your child. Your child wants to speak to you. Your child actually is looking for somebody who will listen to him or her. Can that person be you? Whoever has the time owns the child. It's influence. Take that in. It's influence. So, the number one thing I'm going to say to you today is make time for your child. Make time. I know you're busy. I know so much is going on in your life, but make time for your child. Because when you make time for your child, what happens is your child feels, my mom has time for me, my dad has time for me. Maybe, just maybe, I could talk to them about XYZ. So I want to encourage you, make time for your child. Number two, listen. In fact, if you don't feel like listening, just act as though you are interested. I have a friend who always listens to me. I've known this friend for more than half of my life, but this friend is ready to listen to whatever I have to say. Make time. And not just make time. Let that person feel that whatever they're saying is important. How do I know that this friend is important, is interested in what I have to say? Because this person would always, without fail, put aside whatever they're doing and say, no, I'm ready. Omobi, Bolanle, I'm ready. What do you want to talk about? As old as I am, that is important to me. How about your little one? So, do not just make time, but act as if you are interested and be attentive. Number three, listen between the lines. Many times, children are telling us things that we're not hearing. Teenagers are saying things that we are not listening to. As a trained counselor myself, I have learned the hard way to listen between the lines. Sometimes somebody will say something and they'll gloss over it, but that's the main thing. So learn to listen between the lines. Act interested. Say something like, wow, tell me more. Like my dad would say, oh, Tio. I know. Act interested. That's a very important skill. Many people are looking for those that will listen to them. So please act interested and give them an opportunity um, to engage further by asking them open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are those questions where you go, really? Okay. And then you can't answer yes or no, or you can't usually give a monosyllable reply. So ask the questions that are open and let that child or that colleague, that person know that it's a no judgment zone. Because once people feel that you're going to judge their response and their feelings, it's very likely they will not want to talk. So act interested, make the time. Body posture is so important. Turn to your family or to your child. Get onto their level. For example, if that were you, on go eye level, be like, turn your body to the person and say, I'm listening to you. I want to hear what you have to say. What you have to say is of value to me. Once a person feels valuable, I promise you, they will talk. So that's a way to listen. Listen to your child, affirm them, recognize the emotions that are being displayed. Many times, parents have the tendency to discard the emotion and say, no, you're definitely not feeling that way. How can you say you have no friends? How can you say your tummy is? Why do you always not want to go to school? That child is telling you something. So listen, read between the lines. Your body posture. You can't be distracted. Eliminate distractions. You know, when you're telling somebody, I do it to people. When I want to tell you something important and I want to confirm you're not listening to me, I'll tell you something big randomly. A person just said, you can't do that. I know you're not listening that way. So I want to encourage you. Make sure you're not distracted. You're not on your phone. You're not pressing another thing. You are listening in such a way that the person feels heard and loved. Okay. So how to listen so your child can talk. I want to also encourage you. I've told you, tell me more. Ah, that's interesting. I want to encourage you to do that often because when you do that, you know what happens. Listen, when you do that, the child feels, okay, my mom is interested in what I have to say. Teenagers, I find that they want to shock me. Those ones, I like them. So they want to shock me. You know why? You know what they do? Teenagers want to shock you. Teenagers want you to feel like, can't you take the shock? You can. You can. You definitely can. You know how? By making them feel, I got you. I'm listening. I'm here. What did you want to say again? So when they throw something big at you, don't go falling apart. Just listen. Keep the emotion neutral. If it's something exciting, of course, be excited, match the emotions. But is it something like scary? Please be like a black swan. Scary, afraid on the inside, but like ready to go on the outside. Just listening. Don't act shocked. I always say that. Don't be like, what? That way they know you're a safe space and they can talk. Another thing is when you are listening to your child. So let me flip this aside, the other way. So if it's you who is talking to a child and you feel like that child is not listening to you, you know one of the things you can do? Ready? You say to your child, son, I feel when you do a certain action, you identify it because, and you tell them how it affects you. That way, you're not labeling that child as you're always annoying me, you always frustrate me. You go, I feel sad when I give you an instruction and it looks like you're ignoring me because I feel ignored, and that's not a feeling I like. It's disrespect. I feel disrespected, or because it is disrespectful, something like that. So you're not labeling a person, but you're telling them how you feel when they do a particular thing, and this is how it affects you. When you speak like that to somebody, your colleague, they don't feel judged because a judgmental tone is also a reason why people do not want to talk to others. When you know it all and you do not encourage them to actually feel what they are feeling, then people feel, "Mm, she never listens, he never listens." So listen. Listen. Listen with your body. Listen with how you turn. Listen with your smile. Listen with your ears. Watch out for the nuances. Watch out for that what that person is not saying to you. You understand me? Now don't interrupt. Oh gosh. That's a big thing too. You know when before the person has even started talking, you're already interrupting. No, don't interrupt. Because when you interrupt, what you're saying to that person is, what you're telling me is not enough. It doesn't matter. You can't do that. So don't interrupt, okay? Got that? Don't interrupt. Listen. And don't zone out. Don't listen to answer. Just listen to understand. You got that? Don't listen to answer the person, your child or your colleague. Just listen to understand. It's very important. Many people already think that it's their role to give the solutions. Many times, kids or people come to you not because they don't know what to do, but sometimes it's because they want that feeling of I was heard, I am enough. Okay, I like it. So tell me more. So listen to be heard or listen to understand. Let the person feel heard. This is what counselors do. That's how we create safe space for you to unpack. And it's no judgment. Don't discard a person's emotions. Don't say, how can you possibly think like that? How dare you think like that? If you do that, the person never wants to come back to you. You understand? So don't do that. I want to challenge you today to listen with your ears, but to listen with everything about you, to make time to affirm and acknowledge that person's emotions. Don't discard it. It's not your emotions after all, it's their emotions. Help them to understand or identify. In fact, that's another thing to do. Once you identify how that person is feeling, you reinstate it and say, am I hearing that you are angry because? No, mommy, I'm not angry. No, daddy, I'm not. Aha. So you help them identify, to pin it down, and then allow them to make decisions. Just literally, it's like you're guiding them, especially when it's like a crisis situation. You are guiding them to be able to make their own decisions. Because many times when we give our own suggestions and you say, this is what I think, what we're saying to them is, I don't trust you enough to make good decisions. So we start helping our children to learn, to grow, to make good decisions. Okay. So, have you learned anything today? I'm sure you have. And I'd like to encourage you to implement these things because many times, lots of people need spaces where they are safe, where they can be heard. They need spaces where they feel like I can actually go there. You can be that auntie, that uncle, that big brother, that big sister that allows another person to be. So be the safe space. Be the one who opens the door, who reads between the lines, who doesn't interrupt, who is listening with everything that they have, who is saying, tell me more, who is saying, come, okay, no, no, you're important, who drops everything that they're doing so the other person can actually feel heard. And many times when the person feels heard, what you're saying is that I love you. You are that important to me. Was that good? I hope this is useful for you. I know this is useful for me. I know that many times when I allow people to be able to share this way, they're able to carry on and understand that they are not alone. The world out there is a lot, and people need spaces that are safe where they can be, where their thoughts are acknowledged, where their ways are acknowledged, where they don't feel like, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, because we absolutely do. I know that you do. So thank you for listening. Don't forget, listen, read between the lines, make the time, let you act interested and be interested. Give open-ended questions by saying, tell me more. Read between the lines and hear what that person is saying without interrupting. I look forward to speaking to you again. Don't forget, you are important in your family, and your family should be enjoyed and not endured. You're the best parent for your child if you put in the work, just like you're doing by listening to this today, and you invest and practice. One day, I know that your children will be grateful for who you were in, or and who you are in their lives. Until I see you again next time, I'm excited. I know that your family will only get better and better. Have a fantastic one and be good. Enjoy your families. Be good. Until I see you again. God bless.